Sometimes when we fail, it feels like the world stops, but every fall is a chance to rise again, stronger, braver, and wiser. Today's story is about a young boy, Eli, and his broken kite, a story that reminds us to never give up and to try again. Part 1. The windy afternoon. It was a bright Sunday afternoon in the small village of Hilltop. Children were laughing, running, and flying colourful kites across the blue sky. Among them was Eli, a 10-year-old boy with big dreams and a small red kite. He had spent the whole week building it from sticks, paper, and glue. "Today my kite will fly higher than the clouds," he told his little sister, May. The wind was strong, and Eli's heart beat fast. He ran, let the string go, and watched the kite rise higher and higher. But suddenly the wind changed. The kite spun in the air, shook, and snap! The string broke. The red kite fell, hitting the ground with a soft thud. The other children's kites danced above, but Eli's lay broken in the dirt. He stared at it with wide, wet eyes. "It's ruined," he whispered. He picked up the kite and walked home slowly, holding it like a lost dream. Part 2. The Voice of Disappointment. At home, Eli sat quietly by the window, looking at his broken kite. His father came in from the garden. "What's wrong, son?" "My kite broke, Dad. It was flying so high. And now it's gone." His father smiled gently. "So what will you do next?" Eli looked down. "Nothing. I tried once. It didn't work." His father kneeled beside him. "Do you know how I learned to build tables? The first one I made fell apart. The second one was crooked, but I didn't stop. I tried again and again. That's how we learn." Eli sighed. "But I'm not good at it." His father placed a hand on his shoulder. "No one is good at first. Courage means trying again, even when you're afraid." Eli looked at his kite again. Maybe, just maybe, he could fix it. Part 3. Fixing the Broken Wings. The next morning, Eli gathered tape, paper, and string. His sister May joined him. "Can I help?" she asked. Eli nodded. "Sure, we'll make it stronger." Together they fixed the torn paper, tied a new string, and painted the kite with bright blue stars. As they worked, Eli began to smile again. "It's not perfect," he said, "but it's ours." When they finished, Eli held the kite up to the sunlight. It looked new. Not perfect, but full of hope. Part 4. The Second Flight. The next day, Eli returned to the open field. The same children were there, flying their kites high above. Some laughed when they saw Eli's patched-up kite. One boy shouted, "Hey, your kite looks funny!" Eli's cheeks turned red, but he remembered his father's words. Courage means trying again, even when you're afraid. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and started to run. The wind caught the kite, and it began to rise. Higher and higher it went. The blue stars shone in the sunlight. Eli laughed. "It's flying! It's really flying!" His sister clapped and cheered. The other children stopped and watched. Even the boy who laughed smiled and said, "Nice job, Eli." The red and blue kite danced proudly in the sky, strong and steady. Part 5. A Lesson in the Sky. When the wind calmed and the kite came down, Eli sat on the grass, holding the string gently. He looked up at the wide, open sky. May asked, "Are you happy now?" Eli smiled. "Yes, not because it worked, but because I didn't give up." His father walked over from the distance. "That's my boy," he said proudly. "Do you see, Eli? Sometimes we have to break before we can fly stronger." Eli nodded. "Next time, I'll help others fix their kites too." From that day, he became known in the village as the boy who always tried again. When another child's kite broke, they would say, "Let's ask Eli, he knows how to fix it." Part 6. Years later, many years passed. Eli grew into a young man. He studied engineering and began building large kites for festivals. At one event, a small girl came to him with tears in her eyes, holding a torn kite. Eli smiled gently and said, "Don't worry, let's fix it together." The girl wiped her tears. "But it's broken." Eli laughed softly. "So was mine once. You see, broken things can still fly, if you have the courage to try again." He helped her mend it and watched her smile as the kite soared up into the sky. In that moment, Eli realized that the lesson he learned as a boy would stay with him forever. Part 7. The Sky Never Forgets. That night, Eli looked at the stars and remembered his first broken kite. He whispered, "Thank you, Dad. Thank you, May. And thank you, Wind, for teaching me to rise again." Above him, dozens of colorful kites filled the night sky, each one a symbol of someone's courage to try again. Eli smiled and said quietly, "When you fall, don't stop. Fix your wings and fly again." Moral of the story: failure is not the end. It's just the beginning of success. Courage is not about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do.